Earlier this week, New York Times best-selling author R.F. Kuang, known for her novels like Yellowface and the Poppy War trilogy, celebrated the release of her newest book, Catabasis. CBS News Boston digital producer Riley Rourke sat down with her before her sold-out show at the Wilbur here in Boston.
Do you want to just tell viewers a little bit more about the book and the plot itself?
Sure. So it is a book about logic paradoxes, the afterlife, and love. It is about two PhD students, Alice and Peter, who are studying analytic magic, and they travel to hell to rescue the soul of their advisor, Jacob Grimes, because he was killed in a freak magic accident, and they're trying to get him back because they need his recommendation letter so that they can get jobs in tenure track analytic magic.
And it's so fascinating because something that I noticed, I started reading it, something I noticed that you did was that you brought in like different cultures' version of hell, which was so interesting. And so I'm very curious to know if you had a favorite or most anticipated part to write about hell, like if there was your favorite circle or something.
I was super excited to write about the rebel citadel, and it's hard to talk about it without spoiling too much, but it's near the end of the book, and it's the place where all the people who have decided that they don't believe in God and they're not going to try to earn their redemption and they don't want rebirth, they're just going to create their own paradise in hell. That's where they fled, and there's some really cool philosophical conversations that go on there.
That's so great. I can't wait to get there. So something also I've noticed a lot on social media is there's a lot of anticipation for your book. People are super excited. And for the first time ever, I've noticed that people are doing pre-reading lists, which is crazy cool. And I'm just wondering if you have any thoughts about that, that people are so excited for your book that they're like doing homework to better understand and enjoy it.
That makes me so happy. I mean, I'm a teacher. I work with undergrads, so anything that has undergrads like going out and reading things on their own, that's amazing. From my perspective, I don't think that there are any texts that you have to read before the book in order to enjoy it. But there are a lot of texts that it references, obviously, and were very influential, and I think it would be fun to hunt them down afterwards. These include Dante's Inferno, obviously, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland, and Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar.
All great books, and it's so great that people are getting more into classics because of your work as well. That's amazing. Okay. So I noticed you posted a video today on Instagram. I first thought it was the TV show, but then I looked and I was like, oh, this might be an ad. But I'm curious. Your show has been picked up by Amazon Prime. Your book has been picked up by Amazon Prime, excuse me. Can you tell us anything about the show? Do you know, you're an executive producer on it, which is great, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
I can't tell you very much. It's all like under wraps.
Yeah.
What I can say is with any kind of adaptation, it's not important to me that it's faithful to every beat of the book, because if you wanted that, you would just read the book. So when I look for creative collaborators, I'm looking for somebody who has their own strong vision and can say what they resonated with in the book and then create something new that suits the particular advantages of a different art form. So I feel very confident. I have that in Angela, and I'm just really excited that she's the showrunner.
That's so great. I totally agree that sometimes the book, if you wanted the book, you read the book. The show is so great. So you've said before that you found a lot of inspiration in places like Oxford and grad school. Have you found any inspiration in Boston at all?
I mean, Boston's my favorite city in the world. I actually call Boston the GCB in my group chats because it's the great city of Boston. It's like my adopted home. I've been here for the last 5 years, and I want to be here for the rest of my life. I will say I feel a freakish weird connection with Boston because I'm a big Sylvia Plath fan, and I love not only the Bell Jar and her poetry, but also her collected prose and her diary entries and letters that she wrote other people. And she was a Boston native, and there are just like freakish like coincidences. We happen to orbit the same circuits. She wrote about a day on a winter's night in Boston Common, and I read it on a cold night when I was walking around Boston Common with my boyfriend. And also her mother got her dance lessons at the Fred Astaire studio before she went off to college, and when I was getting married, that's the studio. I was recommended separately by a different person, but that's where we did our dance lessons to prepare for our first dance. So I'm really obsessed with Sylvia, and when I'm in Boston, I feel like I'm walking around with her ghost.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite part of Boston? Like a favorite neighborhood?
I got married in the Boston Public Library, so I have to say that is my favorite place downtown.
I can't blame you. That is that's a dream wedding venue. That's amazing. So Narrative Bookshop is an immigrant woman-owned bookshop in Somerville, and you've been a huge supporter of them. I think her name is Mila. She has talked a lot about how your work at the opening and the book club, and then this huge pre-order campaign for Catabasis has been so influential in helping her business like get on 2 feet. I'm just wondering why this bookshop, first of all, and second of all, what is the importance of supporting independent bookstores?
I am obsessed with indie bookstores. They're where I prefer to buy my books. They just have a cooler, more curated selection, and they are these magical community spaces where people don't just come to get like a stationery set as a gift, but to connect and share their love of reading. And my husband and I found out that Narrative was opening months before the actual opening date, because sometimes I scroll through our Somerville and I'm like, what's going on? And I was just like really watching her social media accounts in anticipation, and we went to the opening day. It was gorgeous, like there's so many excited people, and then just over the past year, Mila and I have become very good friends. I am just amazed at how much she has built in such little time. I mean, whenever we go out to Somerville, I can see like that space is not just a bookstore for so many people, but it's a safe space, it's a community place, it's a gathering point just to like be human and be in community, and she is the caretaker of all of that. So it's just been so cool to see it grow, and I was really excited that we got to do something together around the launch of Catabasis.
Yeah, it's so great. I mean, I love supporting independent bookstores, and I really admire that you trusted her with this huge campaign rather than like a conglomerate like Barnes & Noble. So something I noticed online is that you said you've turned in a first draft of Taipei's story, and that your brain is always working on the next thing. Like you can't ever stop moving. What are you working on next? Could you say anything?
The third draft.
Third draft.
It is coming out next September.
Okay.
I think we're getting really close.
Yeah.
We're just kind of nitpicking some scenes now, but Taipei's story is literary fiction. It's not fantasy. It's a coming-of-age novel about a college freshman who is studying abroad in Taipei and learning Chinese during a summer when her grandfather passes away suddenly, and then she's grappling with her grief and all this family history, while also reconciling with the fact that she feels so disconnected from her extended family because she doesn't speak Chinese. So it's about language and grief and family, and just growing up and recognizing that sometimes you can't go home because a place was never your home to begin with.
I cannot wait to read that. You said next September, so 2026. Yeah. I can't wait. That's going to be so great. So my final question is, you've had a lot of amazing, iconic series. Most of them they're done. Which one would you ever revisit? If you could revisit a series and either write a new book or write a short story with one of the characters, who would it be and why?
I would write a sequel to Babel.
Okay.
I've been thinking about it for a long time. Sometimes I start scenes and I don't finish them, but if I come back and write a follow-up to any of the fantasy books, it would be the Babel sequel.
So do you have anything to add? No? Perfect.
This was lots of fun.
Yeah, thank you.